Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Keep going. Well, count to 20.
To 20? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay, you're
5.
good.
Welcome, everybody. If everybody would like to come and join us, we'll have a brief ceremony introducing our new electric buses here. I'm Mike Bartholomew. I'm the city's Roadrunner Transit Director. And I welcome and thank you for coming to celebrate this introduction of our first 5 battery electric buses. This begins our transition to a fully electric bus fleet. And within a year, we should have 11 of our 20 buses fully electric. So these are our first 5. Whoop. I'll be in a short while, be giving you a little history of our journey through this transition. But first, I wanted to invite a few guest speakers here. I know we have a couple of officials here. I saw Kevin Ollinger is from the New Mexico DOT, has joined us. We'll be introducing some individuals from BYD and Ride, the company we're getting the buses from. So you'll be getting to meet those soon. Joanne, is that Joanne Ferrari? The sun's in my eyes a little bit, is here with us today. Is there any other elected officials other than who's speaker that I might be missing? Oh, Councilor McClure is here too. Thank you. So I'd like to introduce Mayor Pro Tem Bencomo to say a few words.
Hi everyone. Oh, you weren't kidding about that sun. Hi everyone. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Filling in last minute for Mayor Enriquez, who couldn't join us today. But I do want to talk a little bit big picture before I pass it over to my colleague, Councilor Corin, who sits on the Transit Advisory Board and knows way more about all of these things than I do. But I do want to talk big picture a little bit. The harsh truth is that we are tackling climate change as we speak. The even harsher truth is that until the federal government reins in extractive industries, the largest polluters and corporations contributing to climate change, cities like ours will be on the forefront of this climate change battle. I'm proud to say that cities like Las Cruces have already taken on this responsibility through many different climate action initiatives, this only being one of them. I think something I love about our staff and our city council is that we recognize that as a desert community, climate change will have a disproportionate impact on those most vulnerable, on those communities that are low to moderate income. And making an investment like this on electric buses, making an investment to make our transit system free, that because we recognize that disproportionate impact, we are taking serious action. And so I'm so excited to be here today to celebrate our, 5 new electric buses today. So that's really exciting. I do want to say that this feels to me like a very historic investment. These 5 buses were $4.5 million, with 78% of that funding coming from competitive grants and the remaining being invested by the city, because we know that we have a responsibility in this fight. 6 more buses are joining our fleet in 2025, and that's very exciting. And also a brand new facility that I hope we get to talk about a little bit more today. I do want to, just as I wrap up, want to give a huge shout out to the designer, because these are beautiful, right? They're absolutely beautiful. And of course, I want to thank every single staff member from the city of Las Cruces who had any involvement in bringing these buses to Las Cruces here today and getting them online. Everyone from our drivers to our transit workers to Mike to our city management team, absolutely everyone, to Public Works, to utilities. I could go on, but I really do want to express my gratitude to every single one of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Up next, Councilor Corin.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Mike, for opening us up. The sun is really intense up here. I really want to reiterate that. Literally, our bus drivers are saving folks' lives, if you didn't know, on a daily basis. And so I just really want to shout out what they do. And I had the opportunity to see the bus drivers in action at the rodeo this year. And so I realized that driving a bus takes an extraordinary amount of talent, which I have 0% of, as I knocked over cones when Mike let me, horrifyingly at the bus rodeo. So thank you again for all that you do to sort of make Las Cruces a place that is focused on transit and equity and thinking about all of the things that our city needs. We know that in the Las Cruces Climate Action Plan identified that 53% of the greenhouse gas emissions that are affecting our local climate and contributing to the bigger picture of climate change come from transportation. That means folks in their cars every day. And we know this and see this and feel it in things like our air quality index and the heat islands that exist in our city and are made worse by reliance on personal vehicles. And so one of the goals of the city is really to promote electric vehicle adoption through Roadrunner transit and increase public transportation use by 15% by 2030. And I want to highlight these as things that we're really we're going to do. We're doing it. So in FY 2024, Roadrunner fixed route buses ridership was 699,631 people rode the fixed route routes. That's 105% increase from fiscal year 2022. And to say that we're killing it on reaching these goals is something that I believe I can see the trend and I feel the trend. And I do want to give a special shout out to the Transit Advisory Board that I share this with. We see these reports thanks to the Transit Advisory Board folks who are here. Mary, Corey, I'm not sure who else is here. From the team, Richard, this would not be possible if it weren't for a commitment to building ridership, growing it, and I believe that we could reach 1 million riders, since we're almost there anyway, within a few years. So that would be an extraordinary event, and I can't wait to celebrate it with the folks here. I would also like to really commend the efforts of the transit team, the Roadrunner transit team, implementing new things like Passio Go. If you haven't downloaded that to your phone, you should today. That's how you can connect to these routes. It's in real time, and these buses are part of enabling that sort of informed, smart system that can enable more ridership and more timely sort of arrivals and departures, and folks making the bus their primary mode of transportation. The commitment to fare-free transit and planning for expansions, which I really appreciate. As we think about what priorities we have in the budget, I think that we know that Roadrunner Transit has identified ways that we can expand service to additional days of the week, additional parts of town, and so I really appreciate the work that's been done in that planning. And finally, I just want to sort of talk about how, in the big picture, electric buses are one part. We know that there's a hope to have sort of our paratransit, Vamonos, head to electric buses. I know that other parts of the city are heading toward electrification as well. But the future is bright, and I can't wait to get back here when we have our 1 million ridership year, which I promise is within just a few years, and on all electric buses. So our commitment is real, and we're about to head into a new future of clean transit and increased transportation available and accessible to folks in Las Cruces. So with that, I want to invite up Mike Bartholomew, who is the head of Roadrunner Transit and our sort of leader of these changes. So thank you, Mike, and I hope, I can't wait to hear more.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. I said at the beginning I would say a few words about our journey here to get electric buses. Actually, back in 2016, we got a competitive grant to get a few replacement buses. At the time, we were considering replacing our diesel buses with diesel buses. However, the electric bus industry was really taking off at that particular point in time. Our staff was studying it, and we thought, well, hey, we can do this too. So we applied, put in some what they call a low-no grant with the Federal Transit Administration. If you hear me say FTA, that's what I'm referring to, for these BEBs, the battery electric buses. We were successful in getting our first low-no grant in 2017, and we actually learned about that within in less than a month after obligating our grant to get diesel replacement buses. So we went back to FDA and said, hey, we got this at low-no grant. Can we convert this grant from diesel buses to electric buses? So they said yes. The next 2 years, we started to cobble together primarily formula funding from the FTA to put together an order for 5 electric buses. We got it together, and we cobbled that money together. And then in 2020, we partnered with a company called Center for Transportation and the Environment, CTE, so I'll use CTE for short, to help us develop our initial proposals, for requests for proposals, and to be our technical project managers throughout this project. CTE is a nonprofit organization, and they're dedicated to transitioning vehicle fleets to low and no emission options, and their mission is to assist agencies around the country to have successful transition program. And we are still working with CTE with even our new bus order. After an arduous RFP process, which resulted in proposals from 4 vendors, we awarded the contract to BYD in December of 2021. And today we have these 5 beautiful electric buses with 6 more arriving in late spring of 2025. I would like to close by recognizing my staff who've been instrumental in this transition. I always say successes in our organization are only accomplished by the wonderful team of employees we have at Roadrunner Transit. Our drivers have been going through training to learn how to drive these buses efficiently. They'll be continuing getting familiar with these buses and getting more efficient with driving them. Our maintenance technicians have gone to training on how to maintain these vehicles and the chargers as well. However, I would like to extend a special recognition to one person. Richard, could you stand forward, please? Richard Hanway is the city transit manager. Richard has been the driving force behind this whole transition, working enthusiastically on this project from the very beginning. He has coordinated and been deeply involved in every step of this project, from the initial concept of the transition through the RFP process, the bus build process, the installation of the charging infrastructure at our new operations and maintenance facility, which is being built out near the city's joint utilities building, and the implementation today of getting our buses into regular service. We simply would not be where we are today without Richard's incredible commitment to this to see this project through. He knows much more about the details of these buses and their charging system. So if you have specific questions, ask him or perhaps our next speaker, Mr. Duan, who I'll introduce shortly. But Richard, I want to thank you for your tremendous contribution and hard work for making this a successful project. It's great. Teamwork. Finally, I'm honored to have Patrick Duan, CEO of Ride Buses, in attendance with us today. Our buses were built in America by the BYD company at their facility in Lancaster, California. And although our contracts are with BYD, Ride is a developing, fully American subsidiary who we will be continuing to work with in the future. And Patrick, we are delighted to be partners with BYD and Ride in our new endeavor, and I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for the invitation. And honorable honor, mayor, and then the members of the city council and all the distinguished guests that present here today. We're gathering here today to mark a really landmark moment, the unveiling of the first electric bus fleet in this region, right here in the center and the heart of Las Cruces. Congratulations. And your new zero-emission battery electric buses and their Roadrunner decoration symbolize progress, innovation, and a bold step forward. We applaud for the visionary leadership and commitment from Las Cruces. Your commitment sets a good example for everyone that a greener future is within our reach. We're honored to be your partners, and we're excited to witness the positive transformation that these buses will bring into the city. The future is bright, and it's a future that a cleaner air, quieter street, more enjoyable commutes, and more importantly, a reduced carbon footprint are the new normal. And these buses, the Ride K8Ms, are a representation of our model, which is real innovation delivered with excellence. More are on the way. And Ride is, like Mike introduced, Ride is the US spin-off of BYD, the world's largest EV manufacturer. And these Ride transit buses are built in America. They are proudly built by our union workforce in California, meeting and exceeding Buy America requirements, and definitely we're very proud of that workforce and continue to build a high quality manufacturing jobs in America. And these buses are also a testament of our shared commitment to sustainability. We know this is just the beginning of a new start, and we hope this moment inspires other people and communities around us. And lastly, again, congratulations to Las Cruces for your leadership. Here's to a greener future. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. We're now coming up to a point we're going to have a ribbon cutting for the bus and photo opportunities here, so just give us a few moments to get that set up. We do have some water bottles and cookies in the back. Feel free to take some of those cookies and enjoy it, get on the bus, look around, and then we'll be bringing anybody who came from the parking lot at El Paso Electric. We'll have a bus leave here at 10:15, and if there's a few people that still want to hang around, we'll have another one leave about 10:30 or so to go back to the parking lot over there. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming to join us on our celebration of introducing our new battery electric bus fleet, and I wish everyone a wonderful day.
Hi, whoever's going to be a part of the ribbon cutting, can you please come up here so we can get set up, please?
This is one of a kind.
Yes, it
Never seen this shiny color matches.
Yes, it
the
does.
blue.
Yes, it does. So I think if we probably stand right here.
Should we move this?
Adrian, should we move the photo?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Let's go up to the side.
So if we can just kind of go.
I know I always go to the back of the road.
Okay, ready? Countdown. Alrighty, so I think it's time. So let's go ahead and count down. We'll do countdown from 3, 2, 1.